a Venus-Sun transit is very rare. Only 6 have occurred since the invention of the telescope. 1631, 1639, 1761, 1769, 1874, and 1882. The last one was in the year 2004. The next one will be 2012, June 6. These transits happen about 122 years apart. And then there's a short 8-year period of time. So the one happened in 2004 will be another one in 2012. These last two are very important and will be the last ones in our lifetime. Venus is important in the scheme of things due to the fact that the Maya calendar was created and started from its tilt on its axis in 3113 BC. The calendar was started, it was to the vibration of the tilting of Venus on her axis that twisted Venus upside down, that started the Olmec Maya long count. That was 3113 BC. So if we rearrange the numbers to 1331, that's 11 cubed. So this shows you that how important this gate of 2011 was. So we say 11 times 13 times 13 times 13, we get 1331, the gate or the doorway, the vortex. This proves that 111111 was that gateway. It's embedded in the Maya calendar, as my last discourse was. It shows you that it was embedded in the Julian and the Gregorian calendar, the number 11. For our success, Venus will leave a sign in the heavens, because the Earth moves 584 Earth days, about 1.6 years around the ecliptic, before the two planets align. Each alignment occurs about 215.6 degrees further than the previous one, about 7 astrological signs apart. As this process continues, 5 unique Venus-Earth locations are created in the ecliptic. The result is a pentagonal synodic series that takes about 8 years and which consists of 5 synodic cycles. This near perfect pattern, also called a grand quintil, occurs because 5 cycles occur in an even number of Earth years almost. The 6th alignment, which begins the next synodic series, occurs near the same place as the first one, but it is shifted slightly west from the first one by about 2 to 3 degrees. This slight drift occurs because each synodic series actually occurs in 7.999 years, slightly less than 8 years, 7.997 years, slightly less than 8 years. This causes the entire synodic pentagonal series to continually drift westward around the ecliptic in approximately 2-degree increments. Note that in the year 1881, just 1 year before 1882, the last Venus-Sun transit before 2004, the Sun starts leaving out of the house of Pisces and entering Aquarius. The age of Aquarius had dawned to be in full effect 131 years later in the year 2012. The Sun will sit totally in the house of Aquarius. From 279 BC to 1881 AD, the sun was in the dark, negative, watery, sacerdotal sign Pisces. So the great libraries of the world were soon destroyed, and the priesthood began to suppress all individual intellectual research. I know you've heard of this. The sun was in the water. The truth could not be seen. It was the period of the greatest darkness that always precedes dawn. Commerce alone made many strides. America was discovered, and other notable voyages made, but all intellectual progress was at a standstill. Pisces, as the ninth house of Jupiter, is a priestly sign. So the inquisitions flourished, and many shady transactions occurred with the sanctions of the church. In 1881, the sun entered the sign of Aquarius, and will remain in it until the year 4041. Aquarius is a sign of the perfect man. It is an airy, intellectual, occult, scientific sign. Nothing can be hidden in the air, and so all truth will soon be clear during the cycle of Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, who governs occultism and is closely associated with all inventions, particularly those where electricity is employed. So during the new Aquarian age now dawning, humanity will rise to the heights of material perfection. They will become masters of the occult forces of nature and will become supremely wise. Already we have the foreshadowing of the mighty results to follow. For while steam was the last employed during the Piscean age, electricity has come to the fore since 1881. Also, most of the new thought and occult movements have only made progress since that time. During the watery age of Pisces, man was interested in ships and commerce by water. But during the airy reign of Aquarius, he will master the air. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jam. And I'm your brother, the Rastafari, Ital Iman I. Let's just look right quick here at 1 Corinthians 15:51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself. At this time, we call the Master Blaster Jam. And you remember, like Joshua and the seven trumpets sounded, the Master Blaster jamming. You know, there were some brothers back in them days. I forgot who the name was, but in Isaiah we read about the son. The prophet cried out to the Lord to give him a little more time, and he stopped the sun. We have the power. That's why we're presenting to you. We've been doing it for like 30 years now, but for the last 4 years on the internet and YouTube, I've been doing these videos. Got over 400 and something up there now. We're talking about the Master Blaster jamming.
Lords of Lords and Savior, Lords of Lords and Savior, Lords of Lords and Savior, Lords of Lords and Savior. He's the mighty, mighty one. Lords of Lords and Savior. Lords of